Hello YouTube friends, today is an exciting day. I've been to several thrift stores lately. I have a lot of great finds. Let's get into this. I have so many thrift finds that I am in the granddaughter's room today, so I thought it might be easier just to film in here. So one of the first things, I got, my one daughter was looking for a basket for her remotes, so this was $2.99. Thrift stores always have the greatest baskets. Whenever you're there, always look in the basket section. And I've been looking for this particular pair of boots for a couple of years now. I wore my other pair of brown boots and have not had another pair that are long riding brown boots, but these are Arizona. On the bottom, they don't look like they've ever been worn. So I was happy to find these. These were actually half off, so these ended up being about $3.50. This is actually from a thrift store in Tiffin. I had to follow my husband the other day to Lucky, Ohio, so he could get a semi transferred over there so it could get some work. And I pass a thrift store in Tiffin all the time, so of course, don't let a good thrift store go to waste. So on the way home, I made a beeline for the restroom at Goodwill and also a quick shopping trip. And since we're on a basket theme, this is more of a Christmas basket. This was also $2.99. I believe I'm going to be putting my remotes in this, but I may end up putting antique vintage ornaments in it. I'm not really sure, but the main reason I did buy it was for the remotes. I had my remotes in another basket, but I stole that basket from my laundry room. So now I need a basket for my remotes. I like all my electronics kind of hidden, so time to hide it in a basket. And at the same thrift store, I know not everybody's into the clothing finds on here, but this is little Emma's Christmas dress. It's something called Daisy Kingdom. I looked it up online, they're about $40. And it was this was actually quite a bit. It was $9.99. It's got the little square collar in the back, like a trim on the collar, a big huge bow in the back. And look at the detail on this. I thought this was just gorgeous. Underneath you have all the tulle and built-in slip, $9.99. I know in one of my last thrift videos I shared a little ballet costume that I found for Emma. And I also found her a couple more princess costumes, but I can't share them on here in case she watches this video with her mom. You'll see those at some point in time. So after we dropped off the semi in Tiffin, on the way home we went through Willard and there is another yard sale over there, so they had a free box when I went in. And I went to my basement. I found a couple of these white shades that were in my basement. I have some sconces in my bathroom. I'll try to remember to insert a after clip. Yeah, these were just in my garage sale totes. These were just in the totes, so I swiped them for my bathroom, but now I can put them back in. So I found 3 of these in the free box at the little Families Helping Families cancer place in Westlake. So they're fully lined. I only needed 2, but you can always use an extra one. Lampshades are so incredibly expensive, so I was really happy to find those. And then these were also in the free box. They're Homer Laughlin, and if you watched me do my Decorate With Me video for the dining room, you will notice a lot of my sets of dishes ended up being 3. So mismatching works great. Those will be really lovely for Christmas time. I don't know if any of you are into glass vintage bulbs. These are gold. They were, I think he only charged me 50 cents for these. They look large on camera, but they're small. They're probably about 2 inches in diameter. I have probably a whole tote of vintage ornaments in neutral colors, but the small ones will be nice for the depth, putting farther into the tree. Gotta have a lot of these. Anybody else shopping for Christmas? I do shop for Christmas and seasonal decor at the thrift stores all year round. You never know what people are going to donate as they clean out their basements, their attics. Always such good finds. In my dining room, I already have a decanter, but this was $3. I don't think the lid is as pretty or detailed as the other one, but the decanter actually is more detailed. Maybe I'll switch them up. So this was $3 at that same place. Oh, it's got a hole in there. So pretty large. So I had to snag that up. I have a thing about glassware and dishes. Doesn't anybody else have a favorite thing they like to thrift? Put it in the comments. Let me know what you guys like to search for when you're at the thrift stores. And believe it or not, I already have one of these, but I believe mine is in silver. If I'm wrong, I'll find out when I go through my Christmas totes. But this one is actually in gold, which I prefer. A decent size, 50 cents. And Christmas toppers are very pricey as well. And at my friend Debbie and my yard sale, she was selling this actually. It's just the mommy to the one I just showed you. This was $3. So now I have a larger version of the same exact one. So I thought even if they don't wind up on the trees, I could possibly stagger them throughout the decor behind things. I thought that would look lovely. Yeah, they're very, very detailed. They're quite pretty. So while I was checking out at the Families Helping Families Cancer thrift store, I spied a couple of things on the counter. I guess we'll get the first one. They had just came in and I haven't cleaned it yet. It is, you can see the silver way in the bottom. They said this was real, and the detail, look at all the detail around the edge of it. But they had 20 on this, and it looks like something I would find at an antique store. So I only had a 20 on me, and I spent 7 that day. So I had 13 left, so they were very sweet and gave this to me for 13. I might just clean it and leave it as is. Well, I crumpled it up. They had 25 on this, and they said I could have it for 15. So when my friend Debbie went back to Willard later that evening, I told her to pick this up for me. I gave her some cash and picked up this. It's got a lot of detail. See the handles? It's beautiful. It says Columbia Silver Company, quad ply. Anyway, I thought possibly for Christmas, maybe in the summer, some little tiny white roses falling over in it. There it goes, that's size for comparison. So pieces that I would normally probably see in an antique store and not be able to afford, I was really thankful that I ran into these that day. And this was the last thing I got at the Families Helping Families store. So besides the bell that was 13, my total was 7. Those few things I showed you, some of the free things. So I believe he charged me about $2.50 for this. Large print. The sweet girl with a very rich looking city behind her. She has bare feet. The colors are gorgeous. So I just love the look in her eyes. I don't know if I can try to get it there. Close up. Look at that face. She just looks so far off. It's been a hectic week around here. I was also in Parma for a couple of days. That is where my mother lives. She's having some health issues, so while I was there, she wanted me to grab a couple things from Mark's. I don't know if you've heard of that store, M-A-R-C-S. It's kind of an outlet store. We used to have one near where we lived, and now we're not near it anymore. So while I was there, I ran and got her Diet Pepsi and a few things she wanted picked up. And I found this chinoiserie type canister. Oops. Large opening. And the lid. Look how pretty that is. The flowers. They are like a cobalt blue, but this was $5.99. I'm going to put my dishwasher pods in this. I had one ginger jar that I was keeping my dishwasher pods in the kitchen, and it had a crack on the bottom, and the little tip fell off of the lid. It was glued twice, and then at one point last week I was reaching and it has a much tinier opening, and it chipped right here. So now it's got a crack there, and I had a little cut on the side of my hand. So I was really excited to find this. Yeah, just looking at it, it definitely fits with my style, and it could go in any home, even though it's brand new. I love mixing old and new when you can find something that looks like it's vintage. So very pretty. At least I feel it looks vintage. So anyway, upon leaving Parma, there's another thrift store. So I was so lucky to have so many thrift store stops over the last couple weeks to find all these great things for you. This video is a collaboration with my dear friend Sonya from Buckeye Country Creations. Her channel will be linked below. So on the way back from Parma, stopped at Savers, very large thrift store. If you've never been, I have a little bit of footage. I'll try to put some, I'll insert some. It is big, it's like a huge grocery store. So I found just a couple tiny things, piece of art with Little Women and geese. Anyway, very quaint, but on the cheap side. The print itself was darling. It was just not very good quality, so I passed on it. But while I was in the art section, a sweet woman gave me her 20% coupon. She had several. So I saved 20% on this little tree. So I saved 50 cents. This was $2.50. And as you'll see when we do my Christmas home tour and Christmas Decorate with me, I have an overabundance of trees. But this one was just, I don't think I have any this little. This one was just so tiny. My hands aren't that big either, so just so cute. It could even go in possibly this little antique silver pot right here even. Isn't that pretty? And the other thing I got at Savers, the only other thing, this cost me about $4. This was $4.99. And this also has a name on it. I should look this up. W&S Blackington, established in 1865. And this piece, I guess this is a piece number 797. All these pieces are so dirty, nothing's picking up on camera. That was the only two things I found in that huge store. Not a lot of good stuff lately. I was very thrilled to find all these great finds for you for this thrift haul. And don't forget to stay to the end. I'm saving my favorite for last. It's funny how random some of these places are that I went. We have an egg lady named Carol near us where we get our brown eggs. And her granddaughter was having a sale to raise money for her school that she goes to, a little Christian school. So anyway, they were doing bids and I bid on some random artwork and I won. So these were only $6, so I won the little bid. So she called me and I went to go pick them up as soon as I got back from Parma at my mom's. There's a few of the things that I'm not really into, but I thought if my husband ever builds a garage, they could be framed. Or this one is actually a calendar. It says it's from Remington. Hold it this way. A calendar from Remington. It is. It's on here somewhere. There it is. From 1985. It's basically wildlife. There may be some good, I think there was some good deer. No, not a big fan of the big bear print, but I believe there's a deer print in here. Or I'll have to read that, I'm so bad. A mountain lion and a mule deer. I don't think the deer's gonna make it. Anyway, that's the calendar, so I think my husband would like some of these framed. They're pretty large. I don't know the exact dimensions, but they're pretty big, probably 20 by 15. There's a, I think that's geese, forgive me if I'm wrong. Bald eagle. These are all very nice quality, so they would frame up really nice. They're by somebody named Leo Stans. He is one of America's greatest wildlife artists. See, it says so. Now this one I might use. Quail, pheasant, not really positive, forgive me. This one would be fun for Thanksgiving. And this one as well, this isn't bad. I'm not big on barns. My style is a little bit more elevated, not quite as rustic, not quite as farmhouse, but this is very cute as well. I'll now show you the prints that I wanted. I believe this one is my favorite. It's called Drawn from Nature and published by John J. Autobaun. So I take it that might be the Autobaun Society. This one here. Wouldn't that be beautiful framed? The colors are a little different than what they're showing up on camera. They are more of a moss green down here. And these two, it says loggerhead shrike. Any of my bird people out there? Oh, I don't know if I gave you a close-up of the field sparrow. There we go. This one looks like it got a little bit of dirt on it. It could always be cut down to a smaller frame. I'll show you a close-up view. Not a big fan. I believe those are magnolias. Not my particular flower that I prefer, but these would be lovely with that Mod Podge technique to give them some texture. I will link my fall DIY video and show you how adding Mod Podge on these flat prints gives it depth. Super simple, quick and easy. Well, that's it for the artwork. I only have a few more things. So at my friend Debbie's yard sale, I purchased the $3 star, and this was originally $11.99 from Hobby Lobby. Very tiny close. You can see like how big this ceramic ball is, ceramic orb, I don't know what to call it. Sort of an ornament type thing. Decorative ball, I guess. It just fits in there, so yeah, this is really nice. It's heavy, solid, very thick. I'm trying to add a lot more cloches to my decorating. Do any of you guys decorate with cloches? How do you use them? What do you put in them? Actually, that little tree would probably look cute in there as well. But these have been in my friend's yard sale for a couple of years now. And I always look at them, and I don't get them. But they have crackling on them. More things to show you from a yard sale. Just some random things. Actually, these things were in my totes in the basement. So I kind of shopped myself at my own yard sale. I basically took them to my friend's house and pulled them off of her tables and kept them. Anyway, so this is back at my house again. So they're new to me since they've been packed for 2 years. This garland that I never used, a eucalyptus garland. And I may or may not keep these, I don't know, but I brought them back. They go around anything, sconces, pillar candles. I'm really glad I grabbed this. It is like a grayish color. Here's the detail. Planter still has some dirt in it. A little felt on the bottom. Getting into live house plants a lot more. So yeah, I really needed this. This is beautiful. I don't know why I was getting rid of it, other than I didn't have any house plants. Some, whoops, well, one's on the floor. Some random glittered, well, now two are on the floor. Some random glittered stars. This little black star that I chalk painted. This random garland as well. I thought I could maybe string it through something on, I decorate my mantle up pretty well, so I thought this could be strung through the eucalyptus. Boy, this is a big thrift haul, guys. We're almost done. And this is actually gold and still has my $3 Goodwill sticker on it. It has a lot of detail. I'll go over here, see if I can get you a better shot. Yes, that's better. Look at all the detail on this. I mean, there was a reason I picked it up in the beginning. There. Lovely as well. 2 more things to go and we'll get to my big reveal at the end. I know you guys can't wait. This, I had in my yard sale for $3 and it held our dog Toby's dog food. Right now I have his dog food in a glass canister. The white canister is in my fancy dining room right now, so I would prefer not to have something see-through, but this is kind of nice at angles. We can get the scoop in and out easily. I am debating on maybe chalk painting this, doing something to the lid. Yeah, but this shape is much more handy, so I get why my husband would prefer this. And at some point in time, I thrifted this as well. It is a shawl. I was going to sew the seam down, and you know that didn't happen. It has fringe, fancy buckles. Probably be nice to even wear, actually. but I thought I really should keep it. My intent was to drape it over something. So I guess I'm more of a floral person. But this is a neutral plaid, so you may see this in my Christmas home tour. You see, look how pretty that fringe is. Well, you guys have been patient to the end. I'm gonna go grab the last thing. It's downstairs and it's large. I'll be right back. It's funny, this is actually the second time I'm filming this thrift haul. I'm not sure how I have my camera settings, but it was going in and out of focus the entire time. I believe this is just a print, but the frame is actually vintage. They put a new cardboard on it. Whoops, hit the chandelier. I hit my $6 thrift chandelier. It had on here Van Heusen, Dutch, 1682 to 1749 Garden City. And then it looks like French. I don't know if that's who signed this. There's some kind of signature on the back of the frame even, but the frame is really old. It's in with nails. The frame is a bit, well, let's show you the print first. It might not be everybody's cup of tea. Let's see if I can get farther away. It's pretty heavy. This was in the Oberlin thrift store. So it has a lot of orange in it, a little blue. There's a close-up of the frame. All orange. Gosh, it's hard to hold up that high, almost to the ceiling. We have, I think, 7.5 foot ceilings upstairs. Not as tall as the downstairs. See the frame? Look at that. It's looking more gold, but in person it has a lot of dirty gold brown behind it. So I may have to do a little bit of a rub and buff treatment so you can see a lot of the, it's not black behind it, it's just like a dark brown. Okay, here's a close-up of the flowers. My husband's going to hang it up. I'm going to do some sort of rub and buff treatment on the frame. I believe living room soon. Let's see if I can get a far enough away shot. Yeah, I don't think you guys can make it out that far away. Let's try. Anyway, it's just a reproduction, but must be why I loved it, because the artwork is actually old on it. I'm so thrilled to find that. $14.99. Even the frame alone was worth $14.99. So thank you guys for coming along with me and seeing all my thrifted treasures. Just a reminder to go check out my friend Sonya's channel. And I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I will see you in the next video.